How's it going? David Didier here. Welcome to the channel. You ever see or come across things that kind of make you stop and make you pause? I had that the other day, and I wanted to make sure that this was going to be the first video on the relaunch of this channel. So I came across a post on Instagram. There's an organization that I follow called Heroes and Horses, and they do a lot of work with Mustangs and with servicemen and women, help them get through all sorts of different issues, be it psychological, emotional, basically help them to move on from their past experiences and work their way through the hardships that they've endured in order to refine their purpose and to move forward within their lives. And so they had this post, and it made me stop and think. Gave me some clarity, and I wanted to make sure that this was going to be the first video that I posted. And so the quote, I'll put it up here on the screen, is, "The conditions of the world only reflect your feelings. The outside mirrors the inside." Made me stop and think, and I don't know about you, but there's times where not everything goes right. We accumulate losses, and it made me realize that for the last 10 years plus, I've been essentially a victim to what I thought was happening to me, and maybe when in fact they were happening for me. Ed Milet's an entrepreneur that I follow, and he's got this book that he just launched called The Power of One More, and basically talked about how, giving it one more try, giving it one more attempt, one more effort, and maybe that one more is the difference in where you've been to where you're going. Maybe that's going to be the catapult to that life you've always dreamed of. And I believe that, and sometimes to a fault, in that I've lost a lot of credibility with family and friends because I've always been that idea person. Maybe you're the same way. You've always been that dreamer. You can see a concept or see an idea. You can see the value in it. You can see what it can grow into. You're not just in the present of like what it is today, but here's where it can be in the future. And that has bit me in the butt time and time again. Getting super frustrated because you keep stacking these L's. I've had so many things that I've done in the past that are no longer here, no longer viable. I've gone and wanted to go back and run my family's business. Wasn't invited back. I was told there's no room for me to go get a job. Go get that job. I'm not a kiss ass. Get promoted right away, but I'm not a kiss ass. Not kissing, not telling people what they want to hear, but what they need to hear. Rub some people the wrong way. Leave that company. Go to start my own company. That doesn't work out. Had a radio show, had a podcast, internet radio show and a podcast. That's no longer around. Go to work for in-laws. That didn't work out. So now there's two families' businesses that I wasn't welcome in. You go to then my family, helped to get them connected to some different opportunities. Those end up being scams, and it was an absolute shit show. And so I sit there and you see all these people that have been successful. They've achieved their dreams. They've gone one more, but you look at them and you're like, man, they're no smarter than me, And maybe you're feeling the same way. You see all these people around you. You're motivated inside, but now you have no way you don't feel like you have anywhere to go because you've had all these dreams, you've had all this past, and now you're going and you're afraid to tell anybody what your dreams might be because they've never worked out in the past. So the people that see you think, well, they've never worked out in the past, so they're probably not going to work out in the future. Maybe you should just lower your expectations. Lower your expectations. Don't dream so big. Just, hey, what's wrong with it? Just a normal life. But that's the one thing that you're scared shitless of, is just living a normal life because you feel like you've been put on this earth for something greater. And I realized that a lot of, and I want you to think about it in maybe with where you're at, is I sat there and I thought about when I read that quote, and I thought about all of these losses. I keep trying, but keep getting these losses, and that maybe I just feel like, my outside is all these losses because on the inside I don't feel like I'm worthy of a win. As these L's stack up, there's more and more weight on my shoulders of maybe I'm not worthy of a win. But then all of a sudden something comes around and it's a little bit of a hope. it's a little bit of a light. And you start to look at it and you're thinking, maybe this is it. And for me, it happened that this spring, my father-in-law had purchased a Mustang, not the car, the horse, from a local organization that trains these animals and gives them homes, gives them purpose, and finds them new opportunities. But they're not like a regular domestic horse in that they need work. You need to keep up with it. You need to keep working at it in order to keep progressing. Otherwise, the chances are that they could regress. And there's so many parallels, and you've heard, if you get around horse training at all, there's so many parallels to horses and us. And I'm looking at this horse. I look at him in the eyes, start talking to him, and I feel like I'm talking to myself. Here, he's shown so much potential. He's shown what he can do. But then, he gets put in a situation to where that progression's not nurtured, he starts to regress. And now, for him, it's just easier, hey, to have expectations here, it's a whole lot easier to meet expectations when they're down here for you than to raise those expectations. And now people expect more out of you because you've shown them that you can do more. And I feel like my life has been the same way. Maybe your life is the same way, in that you've talked a big game, you have all these dreams and hopes and aspirations, you start to show progress towards those, but then something knocks you back, causes you to regress, and you're afraid. Maybe it's subconsciously, because I know for me, I self-sabotage terribly, but maybe it's subconsciously that you're afraid to move forward again, because then you're gonna put another loss on your resume. There's gonna be another L. And then people are gonna look at you and think, oh, there's another one. Why don't you just lower your expectations? And so I've realized in having that self-reflection, having that quote be the catalyst, and then reading that book from Ed Milet, looking back at my life, where I've gone to where I am now, that this horse, his name's Dart, 12-year-old from California. He was a Mustang out of California. I feel like he's my one more. I feel like he's my catalyst. The amount that I've learned about myself and working with him made me realize that this is something that I want to do forever. Am I going to be some professional horse trainer, blah, blah, blah? Who knows? But I just know in working with him and in working with horses moving forward, it's such a self-reflection to ourselves. And you can learn so many lessons in their reflection of where we're at. So when I start to raise my expectations for him, I can feel myself start to raise my expectations for myself, and he starts to push towards those. Now, it's not that we don't regress. Gosh, there's so many times I set goals for myself. I set a goal, I'm working towards it, boom, I don't meet it, I regress, I come back. And it's this ebbs and flows. It's not a constant upslope by any means. But it's moving forward. It's taking steps. Sometimes they're big steps, sometimes they're small steps, sometimes we're running, sometimes we're barely crawling towards our goals. But it's taking those steps and realizing that if there's something in your life that isn't going the way that you want it to, if you feel like your life is chaotic on the outside, well, maybe there's some chaos on the inside. If you're not achieving goals that you have set on the outside, maybe there's something on the inside that you feel like maybe you're not worthy of those goals, so you're self-sabotaging. So I want you to kind of sit on that, chew on that a little bit, and think about that quote. That quote again is, the conditions of the world only reflect your feelings. So your outside world only reflects and mirrors what you feel on the inside. Hopefully that helps you. Hopefully that message kind of finds you where you're at today. I wanted this video to be the first video in the relaunch of this channel. In the past, I've posted, all sorts of different content on all sorts of different topics. But moving forward, we're going to be focusing a lot on horsemanship and the lessons of horsemanship, and how the lessons in horsemanship have kind of bleed over into personal goals, personal growth, as well as business growth. So I want to thank you for being here. If you like this video, if you're looking forward to videos like this, please like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I hope this message finds you well, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.